NBA YoungBoy's beef with Chicago may get real violent when his tour starts. Lil Durk's friend says he won't make it out the Chi alive. What's really going to happen? Chicago's violence has been on a national pedestal since Chief Keef came on the scene, and the city is still cracking. So of course, now that an NBA YoungBoys team has established they'll be making their first tour stop in Chicago while YB is beefing with Durk, local Chicagoans on Durk's side won't be enthusiastic about that. So what are they going to do about it? Perhaps cause more violence. The tour stop was announced right after YoungBoy got some of his charges dropped that landed him in prison. Whether it was out of excitement, trolling, or seriousness, YB now has Chicagoans on his head about coming to their city to perform. All because of YB's manager. I mean, he's the one that announced it. And knowing YoungBoy, he'll stay true to that. NBA YoungBoy is known to show that he isn't scared to go in the smoke rather than duck it. Videos show him getting into fights or arguing on social media about things other rappers have against him. And outside of rap, he's been in never-ending trouble, even catching an attempted first-degree murder case around the beginning of his career. But what will happen if the smoke gets too foggy? OTF Varney, a friend of Lil Durk, says that if YoungBoy and Quando Rondo, who YB plans to bring with him on tour, comes to Chicago, they're not leaving the city. And it didn't sound like he was joking. Chicago is going to ride for Durk, and for someone to have problems with Durk, whether it's over women or not, and provoke it by coming to the city to show out, they just won't like that. Especially with Quando Rondo. Ever since Quando Rondo's right-hand man Lil Tim shot and killed Durk's right-hand man King Von, he's been having a heap of problems. Several threats from Chicago, friction with the original faction of his gang, and even denouncing his gang ties after seeing one of his close friends get killed in front of him with no support from that original faction. Some may view YoungBoy taking Quando Rondo with him as soft since he dropped his flag, although that's a big no-no. Chicago natives even made a challenge that mimicked Quando Rondo screaming in shock over his friend's dead body. Sounds like someone they respect. YoungBoy has already made it clear that he doesn't really care about anyone or anything. Why? Because his fate is set, and it's likely death. Maybe the trip to Chicago is one of those prove-it moves. And if so, that could very well be a disaster waiting to happen. It's also tough because of the amount of people in attendance. YoungBoy is arguably the biggest rapper out. His return to the main stage is going to create shockwaves through the industry. And now that he's moving on from his contract with Atlantic Records and signing with Motown, you can expect the artist to be in high spirits and ready to shut the stage down. You can also be ready for everyone around him to shut anything else down that might get in the way of that. These type of problems have been happening in rap for far too long. One of the biggest so happened to be between Drake and Meek Mill. Drake was lyrically manhandling Meek so badly that Philly goons wanted to mob the Wells Fargo Arena in Philadelphia as Drake performed. Obviously it didn't happen because Drake is one of the biggest artists in the world. The likelihood of getting in there and doing anything to Drake was pretty slim. It may be the same for YoungBoy, considering he'll be performing at a huge venue like the United Center where the Bulls play. Or maybe not. At least Drake isn't known to be from the streets. YoungBoy is. So the knack for proving that he's nothing to be messed with can make his Chicago visit worse than what it could have been if he let the beef die down.